We can't allow bad things to happen to our country, and bad things are happening to us. Perhaps like never before. You'll be seeing what goes on, and perhaps like never before.
We are looked upon as not very smart. We are looked upon as not very smart.
Shit, we failed. Shit, we failed. They may allow me back. They may allow me back. So I walked gingerly. That ramp was long and steep. I said, General, I might have to grab you.
By the pussy.
They made that a big story, but they didn't make a big fall. The triple fall, I call it the triple fall. I wasn't gonna fall. Dr. Fauci, who I actually got along with, he's a great promoter. Not a great doctor, but he's a hell of a promoter. Fauci said powerfully at the beginning, no masks. Then he went into masks, and then he became a radical masker. Look at the world. Look at what happened to the world. And look at the world. It's not just us. It's the world.
We are looked upon as not very smart. We are looked upon as not very smart.
Shit, we failed. Shit, we failed. They may allow me back. They may allow me back. Zuckerberg walked into the office in front of those people. Congratulations, sir. Why you're number one on Facebook. The day I was out, he became a rather, well, I guess it's human nature. We can't let our country be run by that kind of human nature. They may edit that out. They don't want to have that. They don't like that. They may have to edit that out. The Biden administration seems to be putting America last. There is nobody like us. Nobody has the people that we have. Nobody has the genius that we have. Look at the world. Look at what happened to the world. And look at the world. It's not just us. It's the world.
We are looked upon as not very smart. We are looked upon as not very smart.
Shit, we failed. Shit, we failed. They may allow me back. They may allow me back.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and welcome to the Vanguard. For Spike, sitting in studio with me for the Jew 100th episode, Cohen, I am Matt Wright.
And the Jew 100th. Folks, thank you so much for joining us in this Goy 100th episode. That doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work the same.
Thank you so much for joining us for this second 200th episode of the Muddied Waters of Freedom. Be sure to share this right now. Comment, like, subscribe, share, and of course, if you're on YouTube, hit the bell. Hit the bell. I want both of your devices that are in front of me to explode with notifications the very moment we go live every single time. Share the gift of Muddied Waters Media today. Kids love it.
That's right. First and foremost, allow me to thank the fantastic people at siestacava.com for the cava I am drinking on today's episode.
And allow me to thank Zephyr Hills for this I'm not trash water. That's what it says. It literally says I'm not trash.
It does.
It's not trash. It's water. Brought to you by Zephyr Hills. Bulivanaka.
Bulivanaka.
This is our 200th.
This is our 200th episode.
Not only is it our 200th episode, but look at that. Look,
we're together in the same.
It's still
with our creepily evenly sized hands.
Exactly sized hands.
Our hands.
That's not weird.
That's not weird at all.
You'd think one of us would have bigger hands, but no, they're literally
the exact same.
Weird.
Size.
It's not weird. But also, what's not weird is that we're in the same room together.
That's right.
Doing this episode. We are back to the roots of this show. Matt Wright and a Semite in a room doing a show together.
That's right. Actually, one of us sitting in the chair you are in, using the microphones I had to bring out all of the old equipment.
This is literally what the show used to be like.
It is.
Kind of ish.
So
we have a fantastic guest for you in a few moments, but we're going to go ahead and get the auctioning started.
We are.
For some incredible items. And so the way we're doing the auction is you bid in the comments what you want to bid for these items.
That's right. And there is going to be package A and package B.
So you have to say which item.
You have to say. Now, for package A, you will be getting a large Waffle House button.
Yes.
A small Waffle House button.
Yes.
A Muddied Waters You Are the Power Spike bracelet.
Yes.
A Muddied Waters patch. A Muddied Waters sticker. You would think that would be enough.
You think that's it, but
no. But
no.
no, there is more.
No, it's even more.
Also be getting an autographed picture of the two of us.
And we signed the opposite pictures
Just to confuse people.
confuse you and your friends. Really just your friends, because you know who we are.
You will also get a retro shirt that is no longer made, that will be autographed by both of us. Right now it's just autographed by me.
I didn't have time to do that, but I'll be signing that as well.
And
you'll be getting this is retro. You can't even get this.
You can't get
if you
it.
go
It's
to the
not
store,
available.
you can go to muddywatersmedia.store, buy every single thing that's on there, and all you're going to get is a big bill and a big hug and a thank you from us. You're not going to get this shirt because it's not available anymore.
It is not available anymore.
That's scarcity.
And for package A, should we do this one or should we do...
For package A, we are doing a copy of Anthony Samarov's
A for Anthony.
A for Anthony, Universal Basic Income for and against, signed in Scottish. And we'll read that later. This is literally, he signed it with a note in Scottish. We'll read that in a bit.
We will try.
I'll try my best brogue to show you how this was signed in Scottish. And then for package B, instead of this,
instead of that,
what
you get all of the same stuff. You're gonna get.
But instead of this, you're gonna
get a. Is it this one? No. You're gonna get a Muddied Water shirt that's retro. A retro Muddied Water shirt that is signed by both of us. You're gonna get the autograph photo. You're gonna get
the patch.
You're gonna get the patch. You're gonna get your buttons. You're gonna get your wristbands. You're gonna get your stickers.
Everything. But you're also
going to be able to get Sarah Anderegg's Suckle on the Teat of Freedom shirt that is autographed by Sarah, Spike, and myself. And for anybody out there who is interested, yes, this has touched Sarah's skin, and it actually still smells like her. It smells so much like her. So you can, you could probably clone a Sarah Anderegg with this. So,
wow. So,
Sarah, if you're watching, I love you dearly. She
signed it.
This is what you get for leaving me.
There is no. Alex says, please no C package. No, these are the only packages. It would only get weirder. The C package would just be terrible.
Right. So these are the two packages. So throughout, you can bid on package A, which will get you A for Anthony.
A for Anthony or B for
my baby. My baby shirt. So, start. So
we're starting the bidding for both of these
right now.
And
we will be updating, and we will announce the winners at the end of this episode.
And we'll be updating you with who's ahead to try to guilt you into going higher so that you can get one of these things. But we're starting the bidding at
$100.
$100.
Yes. Kenneth Ebel has already bid $100 for package A.
So just put A or package A, and then whatever you want to bid for it.
Right.
We're starting at $100,
and
that is bound to go up because we've sold hats for like $600.
Yes.
So
get ready.
Get ready.
Now, before we get to our guest, this episode is brought to you by
the Libertarian Party Waffle House Caucus, the fastest growing waffle-related caucus in not just this party, but in any party in any country on this godforsaken planet. If you want exclusive Libertarian Party Waffle House Caucus merchandise to become a member of the Libertarian Party Waffle House Caucus, you can go to muddiedwatersmedia.com/store, or you can participate in either package on this auction where we are selling exclusive Muddied Waters LP Waffle House Caucus stuff.
This episode is also brought to you by the most aptly named company for this podcast, Mudwater.
Folks, if you woke up today and said, my God, if I have one more cup of coffee, it will be the last thing I want to do on this planet. I definitely instead want to drink something that has masala chai, cacao, mushrooms, turmeric, sea salt, cinnamon, and literally 0% of anything else. You have some great news today, folks, because That's exactly what's in this tin. And you can go and buy it now by going to muddywatersmedia.com/mud and getting yourself this delicious-ish.
Doesn't it all taste like a hobo's foot?
It does not. It tastes like what that combination of things that's written right there would make you think it would taste like. So basically like coffee, kind of. Sure, I don't know. I put a lot of honey on this. And you can also, it has 1/7 of the caffeine of coffee. Making it just give you just enough pep in your step to wake up, but not causing you to have coronary artery disease or high blood pressure.
Yes. This episode is also brought to you by the Gravy King. This episode is brought to you by Jonathan Reels, who is running for something. Congress.
And he's running for Congress, but also, in addition to that, he's running to be recognized as a human being person. See, so right now, that's not what this one is. There's another one that says he needs money so that they'll recognize that he exists as a human. But he needs $350 for outreach and petitioning. They're going to have booths at Juneteenth festivals and at Pride festivals so that they can get through to spread the message of liberty in their communities. And you can donate today by going to jonathan.cash to help Jonathan Reels become the next Congressman.
Somewhere. This episode is brought to you by Jack Casey, the legendary
Jack Casey.
The legendary cult leader, Jack Casey.
Cult leader and mermaid, Jack Casey, who has his books, The Royal Green and In Silver Throned, which are books about apparently a ring that vomits and a butterfly that's going to stab you.
Yes.
I don't know what these books are about.
Yes, neither do I. I also have not read them, and
we will never read these.
we aren't going to read them. We've already discussed this on the show before. We will never read these books because
we're never going to read these books. But you can read these books, as well as the third installment, the long-awaited installment coming out later this summer, Crowned by Gold, by going to theroyalgreen.com and ordering these books today.
This episode is also brought to you by Cumberland Cannabis Co.
Cumberland Cannabis. The most cannabis to come from Cumberland County, Tennessee. If you would like to get some Cumberland Cannabis Co. cannabis from Cumberland, go to cumberlandcannabisco.com.
This episode is also brought to you by Adderpan.
I don't know what this is.
This is Adderpan. We actually have text on this that I put in the notes, but since we didn't use notes today, I don't have them pulled up. Hang on one second. We're going to tell you all about Adderpan.
It's available on Steam.
It is available on Steam.
A book with a doll that's... What is that?
Are you looking for a game sure to haunt your dreams? Look no farther than Adderpan, the premier release from Irving Games. Adderpan is a first-person Five Nights style game featuring creepy characters, jump scares galore, and even a few Easter eggs hidden amongst the game files themselves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Join Dolly and her haunted imaginary friends as you play the role of school security guard trying to survive night shift, armed with only cameras and a flashlight.
Wow.
Can you make it until morning before they get a piece of you?
Jesus, what is this?
Expansions are already in progress. Expansions are already in progress by the developer and will be available for free as they are released, and is currently available for Windows PC. You can find Adderpan and upcoming expansions on Steam for the low, economically feasible price of $5.
$5. $5 to play this horrifying game. If you want to be scared and actually have it be a threat to your mental health, go to... Where do you go to?
Go to Steam.
Steam.
Go to Steam.
Go to Steam and type in Adderpan.
Adderpan.
And say, and that's, I don't know how Steam works, but if you go to Steam and look for Adderpan, it is there. $5. That's nothing. For less than the price of 1 day's dosage of the antidepressant you're going to have to take after playing this game, you can play Adderpan.
That's right. And this episode is brought to you by
Joe Solosky. Joe Solosky is running for Pennsylvania governor. He is the key to Pennsylvania's success. If you want to help Joe Solosky become the first libertarian governor in America, you can go to Joe Solosky, JoeSoloski.com.
Yes, and somebody said in the ads, somebody in the comments just said, these ads are getting out of hand, and you know what?
You know what? then start buying more of them.
Right. Buy more. We can
Buy
just do
more
one
stuff.
episode of nothing but
ads.
We have a very special guest on
We
for
do.
our Jew 100th episode.
We're excited too.
We are very, very excited. He is not only is he a member.
Is that what we're doing?
Sure.
He's not just a member of the End the Two-Party System. He's also the president and the founder. And you're probably wondering, what is End the Two-Party System? Well, let's find out together. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show. Are you ready for?
Yeah, I'm so ready.
Welcome to the show, Mr. Billy Ukwu. Billy, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, guys. It's great to be on here.
Thank you, and thank you for your patience while we figured out how to do this.
Right.
I enjoyed it.
Well, that's good.
We're glad you did. Well, welcome to Muddied Waters. I am very excited to have you on because anybody that's trying to work on ending the two-party system is really just a friend of mine.
Yes. Yeah, you are definitely a friend of ours. Before we get started, so I'm not sure. So correct me if I'm wrong. You consider how do you consider yourself politically, and how did you get there? Come to that conclusion? Was it kind of an aha moment or gradual evolution over time? Everyone has their genesis story. Tell us the Billy Ukwu story.
Well, I'm registered as a Green, but however, labels. I agree with some libertarian things, but I consider myself mainly Green.
Okay.
How I got here was my dad's a Democrat. He's pretty politically involved. So ever since I've been a kid, I've been paying attention to politics. We discuss things that are current events that are happening. So originally I was a Democrat. One of my good friends actually introduced me to the Libertarian Party with Ron Paul during the I believe that was the election with Obama and Mitt Romney. And so from there, that was my first time actually learning about another party and seeing their candidates, seeing what they were about, although he was running for the Republican side. From fast forward a little bit into 2016 with the Hillary and Donald Trump election. Mm-hmm. After what happened, after Bernie got screwed over, I was pretty pissed off. I was looking for an alternative candidate similar to him. So I saw Jill Stein. That led me towards the Green Party a bit more. And pretty much ever since that point, I've been Green.
Very good.
Very good.
And so your goal here with End the Two-Party System, I'm gonna leap off to a branch here and assume that this is about ending the two-party system. Am I right?
That's 100% correct.
That's awesome. Tell us about what you're doing within the two-party system.
Okay, so we're establishing ourselves as a 501c4 nonprofit organization. We're nonpartisan, so we're pretty much working with all political parties, all political ideologies, to try to for one, educate people that don't know about the other political parties and the barriers against them, the reason why it's so difficult for them to get wins, and then also try to raise money so that we can lobby to try to get some laws changed, like ranked choice voting, campaign finance reform, and also try to support some big name third-party candidates if we can.
Very good, very good. Now, what was, you mentioned that you used to be a Democrat. What were some of the things that made you realize that the Democrat Party wasn't where you wanted to be?
Well, gradually I started noticing little things here and there, paying attention to them. But really, it was the Bernie Sanders thing that opened my eyes. Just the way that they handled it,
yeah.
The way they kind of screwed him, it just seemed like a conspiracy pretty much. So, and I didn't like that at all.
Now,
and then looking deeper into it, I seen a lot of the bad things that the Democrats were doing, not being fair, so it just disillusioned me. 100%.
So then in last year, the Democrats obviously nominated Joe Biden and Kamala Top Cop Harris. Did you find yourself second guessing whether or not the Democratic Party was your home?
No, by that point I was already gone.
No, but I mean you weren't wondering if maybe it was your home.
Nah, never was my home.
After nominating Joe Biden, he's like, you know what, this.
No, I'm glad. Yeah,
this is the guy I want to back right now, going from Jill Stein to Joe Biden.
Matt and I both grew up as Republicans.
Yes.
And kind of came from that. And it was sort of a similar thing where we were watching people like Ron Paul and other liberty-leaning or independent-leaning Republicans or even constitutionalists who would just get screwed constantly. And the only way they were allowed to stay a part of that system was if they just backed whoever screwed them. And that kind of led us both and this was years before we even knew each other, that kind of led us both on the path of, like you did, sort of examining the party itself and realizing, wow, this doesn't represent us at all. We don't like this at all, and that's what brought us to libertarianism. You know, that was the beginning of that process of bringing us to libertarianism. So we're happy to have you in the fight to end the two-party system. What is some of the stuff that you guys want to get involved in, and that you're working on to do that to accomplish that goal?
So primarily, we're working mainly on the education side, because there's a lot of people, believe it or not, who don't know about that there's other choices.
Right.
And even the people that do know about the other choices, they just think that maybe we're just mediocre, not really seeing that there's a lot of barriers making it difficult for third parties to get seen, raise money, and stuff like that. So we're mainly working on education, mainly through social media, because we want to try to get a lot of the younger voters. So we're trying to use things that will attract them, you know, like media, even comedy, things like that. That's what we're trying to work towards. Secondarily, we're going to be lobbying for certain things like campaign finance reform, trying to push ranked choice voting in all states if possible.
Nice.
And you know, even working on things like gerrymandering, which has been a big problem.
Yeah.
Even trying to work to see if we can try to open presidential debates, at least to try to get 4 people on there, you know?
Yeah, that's all good stuff, man.
Now, personally, one of the things that I've always thought with the debates with the Presidential Debate Commission is, if you, as a candidate, are on the ballot in enough states that you could win the Electoral College, you should be on the debate stage. I'm not saying everybody that runs for president should be on the debate stage, because that
It'd be like 1,000 people.
Right, there would be so
stage.
many people.
Right.
But if you are on enough state ballots that you could win the Electoral College, if you won all of your states, you should be allowed on the debate stage.
And for 2020, that would have been obviously Biden and Trump and Joe Jorgensen, and it would have all, and me as well, and that would have been Howie Hawkins and Angela. I'm forgetting her last.
Angela
Walker, I think. Is it
Davis, I believe.
I think. No, I think it was Walker. Oh gosh,
Walker, correct.
Walker.
Yeah. Angela Walker.
Walker.
Yeah, so that would have been Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. That would have been Donald Trump and Mike Pence. That would have been Joe Jorgensen and me, and that would have been Howie Hawkins and Angela Walker.
Right.
And that seems perfectly. That's not an absolute mess where there's dozens or hundreds of people. It's 4 people.
Yeah, and honestly, that would have been much more interesting than what it was.
Yes. Yeah, it would have been a lot more substantive too, because there would have been at least 2 people on there who actually understood the issues. You know, for all of my policy disagreements with Howie and with Angela, everything that I ever saw from them was that they at least understood what was going on, and they often had the same conclusions of what they wanted to see as libertarians. We just had maybe a different tactics or strategy of how to get there, or policy proposals of how to get there, but they deeply and intuitively understood what was going on, and that was sorely lacking in those debates.
Oh, absolutely. It was pretty much just name calling, poop throwing. There wasn't really much policy behind it, and it was pretty much just the same old. I really wish we could get other parties on there. It would really, for one, point out that the fact that these other 2 guys don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yep.
And and it would open some people's eyes. I think if you guys would have been on there, I don't think they would have even won. I mean, there's other issues there that make it difficult for third parties to win, but it would have made a big difference in the election.
Right.
Yeah, it would have. At the very least, I think we would have obviously done much better. I don't know if debate performance in and of itself can propel us to victory, but at the very least, it makes a lot of people look and go, oh wow, there was only one good choice, isn't there? And it could potentially lead to us coming in second, or even just blowing through all previous records and being able to set the momentum to be able to win in upcoming elections after that. And I do think that's a big part of it. So it's great that you're doing that kind of stuff. Now, I'm sure that there are plenty of people that are watching, and I'm looking at this, and everyone's really pretty much.
So many people are saying hi to you. Like Ryan Bedford is saying hi. I've seen so many people. Got to scroll up because
Nalik
Trupp, who is Eskimo libertarian.
Eskimo,
let's see. Cajun said hi.
Alex
hi. Flores.
Like I've just
Aaron
been seeing
Johnson.
Billy, and everybody's saying Billy's such a nice guy, and so glad he's on here. Love what he's doing.
Everyone is.
And then a lot of people are also in there saying there's some overlap between Green and Libertarian, which and that is where the two parties, we can meet and we can say, okay, we can work on these things together to try to make these things better. And it wouldn't be complete and total gridlock. We'd at least be able to work on these things. And one of the big things that we can obviously work on is ending the two-party system in order to ensure that our voices can be heard in upcoming races, upcoming elections across the country. So just the fact that you're out there and that you are working, that you're willing to work with other parties, other third parties, your libertarians, your constitutional parties, whoever, reform, I guess, I don't know. But you're willing to work with these parties in order to make sure other voices are being heard, shows a lot that the third parties, the minority parties, if you will, are willing to do things that even the big parties aren't willing to do. Because the only thing the big parties are willing to work together on is making sure the smaller parties aren't. Exactly.
So
first off, I wanted to say hello to all you guys. I'm sorry, I didn't say that the first time. But yeah, 100%. There's a lot of things that both the Greens and Libertarians agree on. Like campaign finance reform, ending the two-party system. Even things like police reforms and stuff like that. There's a bunch. I mean, there's a list of stuff like that. So I definitely agree. 100%. There's no way we're ever going to be able to end the two-party system trying to do this individually. If we work together as a group, we can get so much more done than a single group's trying to work at different goals.
And specifically with the Libertarians and the Greens, we're both anti-authoritarian parties. So we both want to end the wars. We both want to end police brutality. We both want to end things like the war on drugs. We both want to end things like over-criminalization. We definitely want to see prison reform and sentencing reform. Things like ending cash bail. There's so much we agree on. We want to end civil asset forfeiture. There's so much that we agree on. We both want to end corporate welfare. Like there is a lot, even on economic things. There's even a lot of things that we agree on. And I believe that when we work together on those things, not only are we more able to get those things accomplished, but we will find along the way that the more that we talk together, the more we realize that even in our differences, there's a lot that we agree on even on that. And I'm interested in your thoughts on that.
Yeah, 100%. And that's one of the things that we're going to be definitely trying to do, especially in terms of lobbying and supporting certain candidates. Like I said, campaign finance reform, ranked choice voting, but also candidates that want to work on things that both major third parties want to work on. Like you said. What is it called? Police brutality, ending the war on drugs. Candidates like that we believe that can actually win, we're going to definitely put full support behind. And we also will, in terms of education, want to work to highlight a lot of the similarities that both of these parties have. So that, there's some people who actually believe that the Libertarians and Greens cannot work together. That's 100% untrue.
No.
I think we need to totally highlight that we can be friends. And then when we get on the debate stage, when we get a fair opportunity, then we can actually start the debate.
Yep, absolutely. I agree. Let's work on where we want to go. And then as we get there, we can start, arguing with each other again.
Right.
So
yeah, because it's useless the way that we're doing it now.
Exactly. It's what they want us to do. Have us constantly fighting each other while they work together to screw us all over and rob us blind. So we agree 100% there. Now, Billy, let me ask you this before we let you go. And again, thank you so much for coming on and watching us figure out how all this wiring works. How can people reach you? People want to help with ending the two-party system. How can people reach you? How can they help Billy? And how can they be a part of what you're doing?
Well, you can check out our website, www.endthetwopartysystem.org, where you can volunteer. You can even help donate so that we can get our media off the ground. You can join our group on Facebook, End the Two-Party System. You can follow our page, End the Two-Party System. Really, we need a lot more volunteers so we can get this stuff done. We can get our voice across. And yeah, that would be extremely helpful. You can message me too on Facebook, Billy Ukwu Jr. You can follow us on Instagram. All these things would be extremely helpful. Letting your family members, friends know about what we're doing, all big help to us. But once again, www.endthetwopartysystem.org, where you can sign up to volunteer.
And is that 2 as in TWO or the number 2?
That's TWO.
Okay, all right. So end the two like written out too. End the two party system dot org.
.org.
Correct. No space, no underscore, all one sentence.
Cool. Very good.
Beautiful.
Well, Billy, again, thanks so much for coming on. We talked about it before we went live, but we might actually be hanging out the end of July when I come up to Hampton Roads, and maybe again when I'm in Baltimore a couple months later. So we'll see. No promises, but we'll see if you're able to come up, and I'd love to get to meet you in person, man.
Yeah, I'd love that, and I'd definitely be there, man.
All right,
Great
cool.
being on here. Thank you, guys.
Hey, thank you,
Thank you
man.
so much for coming on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Billy Ukwu Jr., thank you so much
Thank
again.
you so much.
Have a nice one.
And the two-party system
.org.
That is awesome, guys. So let's do an update on the auction here. The package A. Let's see what happened here. Package A.
I think it's going to be a way up.
Holy crap, guys!
This is why we need a producer to grab these.
Well, here you talk about other things.
So, we started the show back in December of 2016. December 5th, I think. December 5th or 4th of 2016.
Yes.
And since then, we have gone through growing pains. There's been a lot of changes. There's been a lot of differences being made. But one of the biggest things that we have always been grateful for here at Muddied Waters are the people who have been tuning in. There are people watching right now who have been watching since the beginning. And to each and every one of them, thank you for being the real ones. You guys are truly, truly a blessing. And in all honesty, at the beginning, when we were only getting, 7, 8, 9 viewers, and we were still doing it every week, 7, 8, 9 viewers just tuning in. You were the ones that really made us decide that we needed to keep going. So to all of you who are still here and still watching, thank you so very much for keeping us going and keeping us alive.
Yes, man. Yes, thank you guys so much. Don't leave. That didn't mean you could leave.
Yeah, don't. You're
it's
still
not like,
required.
Oh, thanks. Now you can whatever.
Right.
No, you don't leave. So update on the auctions. Package A, we are at $175. Package B, we are at 2 bottles of LeBlue and 5 Raymond packets. Which is not. That's under $100.
That's under $100.
That's not. Here, let's see if anyone actually.
I just want to say I appreciate the fact that nobody.
Oh no! So we're at package B, $100 plus 1 smoked salmon.
Okay.
So we're at $100 plus.
$100
for
plus.
B. So let's say one smoked salmon. Maybe let's say $10. We're at like 110, 115 for package B. We're at 190 we're at 190 for package A and 180 for package B. Now, that just happened.
Well, 190 for package B.
Yeah, 190 for package B.
Right.
185 for package A.
185 for package A and 190 for package B. So keep that in mind while we're still going through everything. Package A is now up to 200.
We're at 200. Now, for folks who are just tuning in, here is what you get with both packages. And then we'll tell you what is specific to package A and package B. You will get this signed. There you go. Signed picture. There's 2 of them. Signed pictures of me and Matt. We have signed each other's bodies because that's whatever. And we've done that. And then you're also going to get
a You Are the Power. You won't get the campaign one. You'll get the actual.
You'll get the
original
Muddied Waters one. The real one.
So yeah, you know it's real because on the inside it says
Muddied Waters Media. That's how you know it's real.
This
is a non-fungible bracelet.
Right. There's no funging of this bracelet.
You cannot funge this bracelet. We have tried.
Yes.
This is a funge-free bracelet. And you get one of those. Then you get 2 Waffle House Caucus buttons, a small one and a large one.
Right.
Patch. You get a Muddied Waters Media patch.
Yep.
You get a no longer in existence Muddied Waters. No, that's the wrong one. The no longer in existence Muddied Waters shirt. The Muddy Waters of Freedom shirt.
Muddied Waters of Freedom shirts.
And it's going to be signed by both of us. You cannot get these anymore. These are the last 2 ever.
Right.
We don't even have them anymore.
Not anymore.
I never had one. So you get 2 of those. And that's what comes with both packages.
That's what comes with both.
Now, package A, in addition to that, comes with a copy of Anthony Samaroff's Universal Basic Income For and Against, and it's signed in Scottish. Let me read that, how he signed it. It says, "Dear insert name of winner here. Och, I, if ye ever want to go up to the Highlands, give me a wee ring and tell me, alright, Anthony, my man, I'm coming to say ye, go get the fucking kettle on, pal. Let's have a brew. Then we'll go out for a pint and get smashed. That's how we talk. Love, Anthony. June 2021. It's what it says there. Get a pint and get smashed.
That's what it says.
So that's package A. Comes
And
with that.
if you think he was being offensive by trying to do a Scottish accent, no, that was how he wrote.
That was
the
how
words.
he read it. Yeah, that
And
was
if
how
you-
he wrote them, and he read it that way when I was making sure to make sure that I was saying it correctly. That's what comes with package A. What comes with
package B, and for anybody who is afraid to bid on this, I want to let everybody know, this was not our idea. But the shirt that I am wearing was made for my wonderful and beautiful life partner, superfan Sarah Anderegg, who did not like it. She was like, why would I ever wear this shirt? But she did. She wore it once. And she said that I could auction this off when people said that they wanted it. So we're going to be auctioning it. She signed it. She autographed it. The shirt actually does smell miraculously like her. And you can bid on her shirt that has been worn. So package A for Anthony, package B for my baby. Right now,
what are we at?
I don't know.
Package B.
Package B, I think, is at 190.
Don't make me convert Bitcoin, Alex. Come on, man. Like what?
190 was a typo.
Oh.
190 was a typo. Come on, Kenneth Evil.
So A, we're at 200.
A, we're at 200.
B, we're at, what are we at?
I think it's 115.
115 plus the smoked salmon?
115 plus the smoked salmon.
Okay. Assuming
115 for B plus the salmon.
Okay. So 1A, A is at 200, B is at 115 plus the salmon because everyone feels weird. Mm-hmm. Which you
understandably, I feel a little awkward doing it.
Yeah. Oh, B 150, and it's from a woman, so that's.
Oh, thank you, Ashley Greer Smoot.
She's bid 150 for B, for package B for the baby. The A is. Yes. Okay. Yes. So that 150 for B and 200 for A. We are at.
Yes.
And now we're going to the next thing.
Now we are going to the next thing. Since we decided not to do notes.
Yes.
Because that's who we are as people.
Yes.
We are going to gotta make sure those are off first. We are going to the personal injury attorney, Chris Reynolds, attorney at law, anchor call-in moment. This is where our fine viewers
can go to anchor.fm/muddied waters. And you can leave us voice messages that we will play during the personal injury attorney, Chris Reynolds, attorney at law, anchor call-in moment.
Yes.
And we will play it and answer any questions or concerns that you have. And then you also, right next to that button, is a little donate button. And if you press that button, then you can give us money. And we'd love to have you join us in giving us money because that's how we do this show. You do not have to make a donation for us to play or respond to your messages, but we will like you more.
It's true.
It's true.
It's very true. So,
Jack Casey is bidding salmon coin. Which, okay.
I don't think that's a thing.
No, sure.
I don't believe it's what he's using in his cult. Yes.
Cult leader Jack Casey, who you can go to theroyalgreen.com and help bolster his cult by buying his culty books.
Yes. Yes. So our first call is from Damien Longora. Damien Longora.
Hey guys, this is Damien Longora, your first time message leaver. I was just curious about your thoughts on BlackRock, a federally funded company, outbidding middle-class Americans by 20 to 50% of market value to inflate the housing market. Thanks.
I don't know much about
So,
this, but
I know a little bit. Yeah.
okay.
I know a little bit. So BlackRock is a investment group that goes around and picks up real estate, and oh God, who owns my house? They're like, I can't think of the people who own this house, the big organization, but they're a huge housing organization that just picks up houses and they just buy them all for cash. They buy them all for cash, and people have an issue with them spending 20 to 50% more. That is a problem, but it's not the real issue. Yes, BlackRock doing that does cut out people who are first-time home buyers, or maybe second-time home buyers who have a growing family, anything along those lines.
Right.
However, the issue the real issue isn't that they are doing this. The real issue is that inflation and the housing market has gotten so out of control because the government has allowed things like this to happen.
Right. And the thing is, ultimately, if someone is coming in and buying something at 20 to 50% higher than others are buying it for, it's because they've determined that there's a market value there, which means that's the actual market value. Absent them being given money by government to do it or something like that, that's one thing. Which actually, that's what most of the mortgage crisis is the government underwriting bad loans by so-called private mortgage companies, which inflates pricing. These are the kinds of policies that are bad. BlackRock buying this stuff at this pricing is a symptom of the real problem, which is the government inflating the value of housing,
Right.
And driving up prices so that an increasingly increasingly large number of people cannot afford entry into the housing market.
Right.
That's where the problem is. You get government out of things like underwriting bad loans, and instead just letting the market decide what loans they're going to underwrite. If you get the government out of monetary policy that drives up the cost of everything, if you get government out of zoning laws and other restrictions on the housing market that create artificial scarcity, when you do these types of things, you see an equilibrium come to the housing market that's not going to exist as long as government is pushing and pulling here and there to make the pricing go up.
Right. And as Bob Weird, if that's your real name, man, that's awesome. Bob Weird says BlackRock is essentially the trading desk of the Federal Reserve. And yes,
Pretty much.
The real enemy is the Federal
Fed,
Reserve.
yeah.
The fact that they're using BlackRock doesn't mean that BlackRock is really the enemy. It's that the Federal Reserve has created massive inflation. Like, for instance, today I went to McDonald's voluntarily for the first time in many years. I don't know why. I might be pregnant. I was craving McDonald's. But
their McBanana pepper's pretty good.
so I got a double quarter pounder meal. And when I used to purchase that in my younger days when
Yes.
my arteries and colon could handle it, it was like $6. Got it today, it was 10. These are the things that are because of inflation. These are the things because they are giving out stimulus checks and because they're giving endless unemployment.
Yep.
That you're seeing these price hikes going up and up and up because these companies now are having to pay people more money to work there because a lot of people can make more money sitting at home on unemployment.
Yep.
So you are going to be noticing that prices across the board are going up. The housing market it is a symptom of the disease.
Of the problem, yeah.
Right. It is a symptom of the disease. It is not the disease itself. The disease itself is, as Bob Weird said, the Federal Reserve.
Yeah, you have the Federal Reserve printing out trillions of dollars of notes that they turn around and lend to the federal government. Now, the federal government, all they do is stick you with the bill for that. You're now paying that plus the interest for the next 40 years every time they print out more money. And so you're really paying close to probably $2 or $3 on every dollar that they're printing out now. But at the same time, it's even worse because not only are you paying that inflated price, but as they keep adding to the monetary supply without adding any value, that causes the value of each of those Federal Reserve notes to go down. That's why in the last 108 years that the Federal Reserve has existed, the U.S. dollar's value has lost 98% of its value. It's like if every dollar you had used to be worth 50 times more than it is now. Imagine how much purchasing power you have lost. Imagine how much ability you've lost to be able to put aside money and build a nest egg and to invest and to build a financial nest egg and legacy to pass on to future generations. And instead, you're scraping and surviving to get by, doing your best to be able to make ends meet, and an increasing number of people are in that position. And you have large companies like BlackRock and other companies in all sorts of different sectors that are able to swoop in and buy things at what they consider to be a sale price because they're sitting on all this cash and due to stimulus spending, and the rest of us are left out. That is why we are against stimulus spending. It's not that we're against people getting help, it's that we recognize this isn't helping. It's creating the problem and making it worse.
Right. And as Nellick Trump says that crypto is an assault on the U.S. dollar. No, that's not true. Crypto is not an assault on the U.S. dollar. The U.S. dollar is an assault on the U.S. dollar.
Yeah, the Federal Reserve is an assault on the U.S. dollar. Exactly. Yeah.
The spending policies of Congress and the administration now and the previous ones going back longer than I can remember, that is the assault on the U.S. dollar. It is not crypto. Crypto is the market trying to figure out a way to correct what the Federal Reserve and our administrations have been doing for such a long time.
Yeah. And the answer is to get the government out of it. Government is constitutionally allowed to print currency. It's proven that it's going to use that to control the monetary system and, and subjugate everyone. So get government out of currency, end the Federal Reserve, end government currency, let the market provide currency. Now you'll have providers who have a vested interest in their currency gaining or at least retaining value over time, instead of having a vested political interest in having it lose value over time.
Right.
So
our next call is from Alex Boyer.
Oh.
Hello.
Nope. There we go.
Hello. Alex from Virginia calling in on the personal injury attorney, Chris Reynolds, attorney at law, Inker calling moment. I have 2 questions for you today. First question, probably more serious than the other one. I was at Publix yesterday getting some fried chicken because Publix makes really good fried chicken. Except yesterday it just wasn't good. Did I get a bad batch, or is this more endemic, a more regional thing, a bigger thing, if you will? And the second question is, in your dream version of Incapistan, what's the smallest crime that gets punishment, and what is that punishment? Thank you.
Okay, so let's handle the Publix thing first. Yeah. As a member of the Church of Publix, that is Florida's flag, and I appreciate every Publix that is out there. No, their fried chicken is it's fantastic still to this day, and it must have just been a bad batch that you got, but you're in Virginia, so if it is if it is endemic to the area that you live in,
it's a Virginia problem.
It's a Virginia problem. It is not something that South Carolina or Florida can help with.
I was going to say, I have not eaten fried chicken in 5 years, but the last time I did eat fried chicken, by the way, press F in the chat for me to not the fact that I can't have fried chicken. But the last time I did have fried chicken, I think it was Publix fried chicken. At least one. It is good.
It is so good.
It is good. Now, I live in South Carolina. I don't live in Virginia. But that is 2 out of the 3 mentioned states that have really, really good fried chicken. I'm thinking it might be specific either to your state or to the specific employees who made that batch, who should be fired, not just for making bad chicken, but for smearing the good name of Publix.
Slandering it, just destroying it. As to the second question,
yes,
the smallest crime in Ancapistan that would be.
So I mean, it's a crime is going to be something that actually was an act of aggression against someone,
or their property,
Right. So I mean, I guess maybe like a very petty theft. Is probably the only thing I can think of, because even an assault's going to be more serious. Even a simple assault's going to be more serious
like
than
shoplifting.
Yeah, like a shoplifting or a pickpocketing where there wasn't violence, where someone you grab something and run away or something like that. In which case the punishment probably is going to be give them that thing back. And if it's been something you've done on a regular basis, probably some kind of requirement to requirement to participate in some kind of program to dissuade you from doing that in the future, with the idea that, and this is where the punishment part comes in, because people say, well, what if they don't want to do it? Well, then they get disaffiliated and disassociated from the people in that society, and you don't get to, you're not going to be allowed at the stores. You're not going to be a part of the people that are there. People are going to basically ostracize and shun you, kind of in a similar way that Amish people do. You're just not going to be allowed to be a part of it, and until your conduct of not victimizing people comes into comport with the other people that are in that society, you're gonna have to find a new one, and your reputation is gonna precede you when you go there. So
Right.
the far more important than we're gonna throw you in a cage and we're gonna is no one's gonna want to be around you if you're someone that steals and you're not willing to learn from your mistakes. No one's gonna want to be around you, and that reputation is gonna follow you.
Now, Alex in the comments said, I was thinking littering, since it violates property rights, and the punishment would be cleaning
That's a
up
good point.
litter.
Yeah. So you're right. That actually would be even less so.
Right.
And yes, the punishment would be, here, pick that up. Like,
And
pick it up.
Yeah, and maybe clean up other litter around.
Again, if it's like a regular ongoing thing, okay, great. Here, you get to learn what litter's like.
Right.
This is what happens when you're littering on people's property. So now you got to go and clean it up. So
Yeah.
no, that's probably even a smaller one than a simple a simple robbery type of thing. But these are examples of crimes that, yes, they are acts of aggression, but you're not going to get tactically McNuked. There's also proportionality. The proportionality of littering is clean up the litter. That's how you make it right on that.
Yes. Now, for anybody who is just joining us, this is our 200th episode. 200 episodes. And we are only doing personal injury attorney Chris Reynolds, attorney at law, anchor call-in moments.
Yes.
We didn't do a Chris thing at the beginning.
This episode, by the way, is also brought to you by personal injury attorney Chris Reynolds, attorney at law. If you are in Florida, which is where we both are right now, in the great state of, by God, Florida, then you, if you get personally injured, then look at that smiling face right now. That man is going to potentially get you the kind of money that you deserve in recompense for the harm that has happened to you. And so if you go to chrisreynoldslaw.com and contact Chris today, he may be able to sue those people.
It's very true.
Very possible.
Now, because this is the 200th episode and the personal injury attorney Chris Reynolds Spectacular, anchor call-in Spectacular.
Anchor call-in Spectacular.
Spectacular, yeah. We are doing a couple of raffles today.
Yes.
So, Package A, you're going to get a bunch of stuff. You're going to get so much stuff.
Well, it's technically an auction, not a raffle.
That's a valid point.
Yeah.
An auction, including this autographed picture of the two of us. Smiling. And if you notice, I am on... No, other side. I am on the left.
Yes.
I am on the left.
But yet I have signed the left.
But he has signed the left, and I have signed
it's
the right.
It's a wacky signed picture where we've signed each other's bodies, holes. And if you also will get one of these original Muddied Waters Media Spike Cohen, you can't read any of that. No. Spike Cohen, You Are the Power bracelets that we have. And you will also get two Libertarian Party Waffle House Caucus buttons, a small one and a large one. You will also get a beautifully embroidered Muddied Waters Media patch. That comes with both packages. Now, package A, in addition to that, comes with this signed copy of Universal Basic Income For and Against by Anthony Samaroff, an absolutely fantastic human being, and he has signed it in Scottish. He has signed it in Scottish.
Yes, he has.
And it begins with Ach I. So it's literally signed in Scottish. And then package B.
Package B, you get Sarah Anderegg's. This is actually Sarah Anderegg's Suckle on the Teat of Liberty, Suckle on the Teat of Freedom shirt that she has autographed herself, and Spike and I have also autographed. And we are bidding these two things off, Package A, Package B. Right now, the leading bid for Package A is 200.
Is it?
I think
so.
I think it's 200.
Yeah, the leading bid for Package A.
Oh, J. Adam Weggs, thank you for the $5. Appreciate
yes.
you.
We'll go back to that in 1 second. Package A, it's looking like 200, and package B is 150. These are rookie numbers. We got to get these numbers up,
you
folks.
Got to pump those numbers up.
Pump these numbers up, folks. Now, J. Adam Weggs made a very generous $5 contribution. Thank you, Adam. And he says, friendly reminder that Missouri passed the Second Amendment Preservation Act on Saturday, making federal enforcement of gun laws illegal in Missouri, which is just amazing. That's not just constitutional carry. That's the true. It's also the 10th Amendment preservation, which is saying that because the government has no business infringing on the right to keep and bear arms, that the state will step in and stop them from doing so. So that's a fantastic bid. And now Alex Boyer is bidding 0.06 Bitcoin, 0.006 Bitcoin.
0.006 Bitcoin. I don't know what
which is $238.94. So that's, assuming he's serious, that's what the new bid is.
Yes.
$238.94. Let's say $240.
$240. Yeah, $240.
That's the equivalent of $240.
That's package A?
Yeah, for package A.
$240 for package A.
And for package B, A for Anthony.
A for Anthony, B for my baby Sarah, is $150. And honestly, I appreciate all of you not being really creepy and bidding really high on this. I appreciate it. I'm afraid that one person is going to get into the comments and they're going to bid an insane amount of money.
It's actually any enforcement of federal gun control laws, regulations, executive orders, and any other form of gun restriction is illegal in Missouri now, which is really great.
Oh, cool. But yes.
No, that's fantastic. So here is our next question from Alex Boyer. Nope.
Hello. Alex from Virginia calling in on the personal injury attorney, Chris Reynolds, attorney at law, anchor call-in moment. And I was at work last night. I work at a paper mill. We make these big rolls of paper. And I was loading a rail car with these big rolls of paper. They weighed about 4 tons each. And I ended up having to unload this car because it was going over a bridge somewhere and had a weight restriction where the whole car could only weigh 260,000 pounds.
Right.
We went a little bit over that. Had to unload it. It was a whole ordeal. Maybe one of yins know something about moving freight cars that I don't, but the actual locomotive weighs 350,000 pounds, which is higher than 260 last I checked.
Yes.
Am I living in Atlas Shrugged?
Not yet, because no one is shrugging. Or very few people are shrugging. But yes, this is a perfect example of a stupid government regulation. Now, I would assume that the 260,000 pounds was arbitrarily set for a specific reason that probably no longer makes sense. I'm not going to pretend to know why that's the cutoff. But as you said, the actual locomotive itself is almost 100,000 pounds heavier than that. So why are we talking about this?
So, our next one from Alex Boyer.
Hello, Alex from Virginia calling in, personal injury attorney, Chris Reynolds, attorney law, anchor calling moment. You know the deal. All right. Following it up on my previous question, I'm just going to point out that if I am living in Atlas Shrugged, I will absolutely be making a John Galt-like radio broadcast, but I don't have access to radio broadcasting, so I will be leaving you guys roughly 151-minute comments on the personal injury attorney, Chris Reynolds, attorney at law, anchor call-in moment. It's going to be a long moment.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's perfectly fine.
That'll take up at least one episode. We'll just play them back to back. Not even respond.
We'll just be like, good point, and then we'll play the next one.
Right.
So thank you. The next one comes from Matthew Crowley, who I had the pleasure of meeting in Florida this weekend.
Hello, Spike. My name is Matthew, and I'm running for Winter Haven City Commissioner down here in Florida. My question is, how can local libertarians help these nonpartisan races that libertarians are running in? Thank you.
So how can libertarians help other libertarians that are running in these races? I think first of all, you need to identify the ones that are running, and come to them and ask. Well, two things: see what they need, and also let them know what your talents are. Some people are great with the back end stuff that's needed, that's sorely needed. It's often underappreciated, but it is sorely needed. The looking at voter data, putting together packets and things like that, putting together literature, all these different things that need to be done in order for the candidate to have the kind of resources that they need and have the lists and names of people that they need to contact and all of that stuff. If you might be good at door knocking, you might be good at the sign waving, you might be good at, you might have media contacts. You might just be able to, you might not have a lot of time, but you've got money so you can donate. Pretty much whatever your gifts or talents or whatever you can bring to the table, bring it and also see what they primarily need help with. Also, you can always get in touch with the people closest to you and let them know why you're voting for and supporting that candidate. Speaking of which, again, Matthew Crowley is running for Winter Haven City Council. Winter Haven is just outside of Commissioner. And it is Winter Haven is in Polk County.
It's sort of where the LPF convention was.
Yeah, just outside of Lakeland in Polk County. So if you live anywhere near there, pretty much anywhere in Florida, or really anywhere, because you can help people online. Go get in touch with Matthew Crowley for Winter Haven City Commissioner.
Yes.
And thank you for your question, Matthew.
Appreciate it. Our next question is from the Eskimo libertarian herself, Nulik Trupp.
Hey, Matt and Spike. This is the Eskimo Libertarian, and I just wanted to say thank you for inviting us onto Muddied Waters Media. We had a great time with our first episode, and I want to wish you guys a happy 200th episode. Great job, guys, and keep it up.
Thank you
Thank you so much.
And happy first episode to you of Cajun and Igloo, from Bayou to Igloo. I also
Cajun and Igloo.
What'd I say?
You said Cajun and Igloo.
Cajun and Eskimo from Bayou to Igloo. It was hilarious. You guys obviously had a lot of fun. Yeah, you killed it. Great first episode.
Killed it. Now I know that your co-host has been online saying that he is a better host than the two of us, and while I will admit that Cajun does have his talents, and I can see why people enjoy him. It's why we asked him to come on the show. And even though he put up a fight. He put up a fight.
He did.
We will admit that he put up quite the fight.
Yes.
He is not. No. He would not be able to sit behind the coveted Muddied Waters microphones to handle this show yet.
No.
He is not there yet.
No. You are on your way, but the young Skywalker has not.
The young Padawan.
The young Padawan has not surpassed. I don't know Star Wars.
The young Padawan has not reached Jedi Master level yet,
yes.
But he is on his way. Now, speaking of Cajun, I'm certain, I know he's got a comment in here later, but coming up in 3 weeks? 4 weeks. Coming up soon. Tunica, Mississippi.
Yes, Tunica, Mississippi for the Breaking Boundaries event in Tunica. The Muddied Waters crew will be there. Matt, me, Cajun, Eskimo, forgot their names, Noel and Nulik will be there in Tunica, Mississippi for the Libertarian Party of Mississippi's Breaking Boundaries event, where we will be doing an incredible event to help the Libertarian Party of Mississippi to break through the boundaries that are set by the Republicrats and work to set Mississippi free.
Yes. So if you want to, do we have a link for that? Do you know? No?
I'll find
Cajun, if you can put the link in the comments and then we'll just share it from here, I would appreciate it. Yes. Go to that site, donate. Make sure that we can help out as much as we possibly can, and make sure that we can all attend this wonderful, wonderful event. And while you are feeling generous and donating, don't forget Package A comes with all the stuff we've already talked about, plus the Universal Basic Income by Anthony Samaroff. Fantastic guy. When you can understand what he's saying, and you will understand that when you get this, because you can't. It's very illegible. It's just.
It takes you a minute. You may need to contact us, and we'll read it to you.
Right. We will be happy to read it to you.
It was pretty.
Package
tough.
B. Suckle on the Tea of Freedom shirt.
Suckle on the Tea.
Suckle on the Tea of Freedom shirt.
Suckle
with
on the tea.
That was a shirt once owned by the wonderful and beautiful superfan Sarah Anderegg, that she has been happy enough to autograph. Right now, the bid is $240 for Package A and $150 for Package B.
There we go.
I saw somebody in the comments say, "How do we bid?" Just bid in the comments, and if we don't call it out, just keep repeating it, and we will see it eventually.
Just keep bidding in the comments, and we will see it. And I'm just looking for that link.
It's Alice Wonder just posted it.
Oh.
So I'm going to see if I can. Neat, I can. Copy. We're just going to paste that right there. So that is now in the comments. I can't do that, can I? They don't let me.
Yeah, here, give me 1 second. I'll do it. Okay. So,
here is our next comment from
the ink from Connie Keller.
From Liberty Shamrocker herself.
Liberty Shamrocker.
Hey, Jimmy Lee here.
Oh, Jimmy Lee.
I'm calling in for the Chris Reynolds anchor call-in moment. So, Spike, I got thrown a curveball today, or the other day on Clubhouse. So this is a question about individual civil liberties and owning your own life, your body, and self-ownership.
Mm-hmm.
So the other day, I had an individual come to one of our clubhouses, and his mom is schizophrenic, and she also has emphysema. So the problem he's running into is he can't make medical decisions for her, and she keeps going into the hospital for emphysema, but then refusing treatment because she doesn't think she has it.
Right.
So the question really is where, at what point as libertarians do we draw the line for self-ownership and allowing either, I hate to be the statist and say the word state, or an individual taking over the rights for that person since they're really not able to make that decision.
So that's an excellent question,
That is
Jimmy.
a great question.
And this is where sometimes people get confused about libertarian positions on things. So in order for someone to be able to exert their own autonomy and self-ownership, they need to be able to demonstrate that they have a level of competence and informed consent. Now, the vast majority of time, that's not difficult. You don't have to prove you're smart or intelligent or anything like that. You just have to prove that you have you're able to have a basic concept of understanding. This is where arbitration is going to exist in any kind of civil society. There are some libertarians that convince themselves, and not just libertarians, some other left-wing anarchists and other people that believe that you can create this post-arbitration society where everything is so airtight that there's never any potential disagreement. This is a perfect example of where there would be. So in any kind of civil society, including a voluntary one that does a post-state voluntary society, there's going to have to be some kind of arbitration involved where if someone has a relative who, because of either schizophrenia or Alzheimer's or whatever issue that's preventing them from being dementia, some issue that's preventing them from being able to make basic decisions for themselves. Not just that they make bad decisions, but that they're unable to make basic decisions for themselves, that someone can step in and say, no, we are giving the, power of irrevocable power of attorney to this person, or only revocable by us power of attorney. And people will say, okay, but in a post-state society, how do we determine who is the arbitration body that can do this if there isn't a government forcing us? This is where the concept of voluntary governance comes in. If you are choosing to be in a society or a community that has this arbitration body, then you are bound to its decisions until such time as you say, I don't want to be a part of that anymore, in which case you're disassociated from it and can't enjoy the benefits of being part of it anymore. This is not a perfect system. There are always going to be people who are, treated not the best or left behind or given preferential treatment. This exists in all systems, and there's no way to avoid that from ever happening. But by making it more of a voluntary system, it greatly reduces the potential for abuse, because if enough people decide that this system is corrupt or is inequitable or abusive, then people will back out of it and go form another one or join another one that already exists, which will put competitive pressure on all these different providers to be good at what they're doing, as opposed to what we have now, where it's a monopoly and there's nothing we can do about it. But yes, in that situation, there's always going to be some kind of arbitration board that's going to determine, is this person able to make basic decisions for themselves? And if not, who should be the rightful person to make those decisions, at least until they're in a situation where they can make them for themselves.
Yep.
So here is the next one.
From Christopher.
It says from Christopher Narnell, but this might be Jimmy again.
Hey, this is Chris Darnell from out here in Appalachia, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Long-time caller, first-time listener. So this question goes to either Matt, Spike, or both. Let's say, theoretically, the United States has to change its name. It's copyrighted. The Chinese own it, something. I don't know. But the United States has to change its name. What would you change its name to, and why?
So, if I were to change the name, I would simply drop one of the S's. And it'd be the United States of America, because the way that we have been going recently, we are not a republic of 50 different states that are working together for one great nation. Instead, we have one government that has been leading over everything. And instead of calling us the United States of America, I would say we are the United States of America, and you could even throw in, we are the United States of America by force.
Yeah.
That's not the ideal thing that I would like to change it to, but being that that's how it has been for the last...
Adam says state plus Missouri.
Right. Yes, the United States of America. But yes, the United States of America is what I would change it to right now. I would hopefully change it to something different in the future, but right now that is the only thing I could think of that would be acceptable.
The United States of America. Because you said remove the S.
I did. Stephen with a V.
Yeah, Stephen with a V.
Yeah, good old Viven.
I signed something to Stephen with a V, and so I signed it Vifen. Anyway, so what would I want to change it to? Well, there's one of two ways you can go about it. You can change it to what you'd like to aspire for it to be, or you can go with what Matt just did and actually describe it. So if I were going to change it to what I wanted it to be, I would call it something like the Free Peoples of America. But the problem is, unless you actually change the system, you're really just creating more gaslighting for people who think that they're free when they're really not, and that's not good. So it would probably be better to go the Matt route, in which I would just call it the state.
Which, in all fairness, most of us call it that anyway.
The state.
The state.
The state.
The state.
That's what I would call it.
The state.
Yes. That's a good question.
That is a good question.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So here is one from the Cajun Libertarian, who is not as good of a host as us, by the way.
No.
And he's about to prove this.
What does Spike dream of when he takes a little spiky snooze? Does he dream of muddied waters or wearing Eskimo's cute panda suit? Don't you worry your pretty Jewish head, we're gonna get you back to Tasha in her cozy Tasha bed.
Wow.
Then we're gonna find our best friend Matt, and then we're gonna give him a best friend slap. Matt, whoa, Matty, right. If he's been murdered by crystal meth tweakers, Sarah's shit out of luck.
Wow.
We're playing that again.
Yes.
That might be our theme song.
That's our song now. That might be the theme song for the show. Crystal meth tweakers.
What does Spike dream of when he takes a little spiky snooze? Does he dream of muddied waters or wearing Eskimo's cute panda suit? Don't you worry your pretty Jewish head. We're gonna get you back to Tasha in her cozy Tasha bed. Then we're gonna find our best friend Matt, and then we're gonna give him a best friend slap. Matt, whoa, Matty. If he's been murdered by crystal meth tweaker.
That got dark.
Sarah's shit out of luck.
Wow.
That is...
I don't have an answer to that.
That is...
I think I dream of going back to the cozy Tasha bed, even if I'm... That was the actual question.
Right.
What does Spike dream of when he takes his little spiky nap?
Yeah, and if I get murdered by crystal meth tweakers...
Wow.
Yeah, Sarah's... Well, I mean...
We'll take care of Sarah.
Sarah's not totally... She has... She is the benefactor of my life insurance, so...
Well, you got that.
Yeah, so, I mean, she's got that going for her, which is kind of nice, I guess.
I mean, it's better than not having that. But yeah, and we'll help Sarah. Sarah will not be alone, and we will not rest until we find justice for Matt and take down the crystal meth tweaker gang.
Right.
That
it's actually written into our contracts that if either one of us are murdered by crystal meth tweakers, that Muddied Waters will take care of the other one's significant other.
Put hits out on that gang.
Right. So, truly, that just depends on the supporters, making sure that they continue to donate to make sure that Sarah
incredible.
would be okay.
And later on, I will read from my will that goes further into what's to happen if I do ever actually die. So here's the final question that we have from Josh.
Yes.
Hey, Matt and Spike. Josh McCo's here. Me and one of my friends were talking about the increasing trend of libertarian awakening amongst generations.
Yes.
I had pointed out that Generation Z and Alpha are both have had access to technology since their pretty much their infanthood, and they have had more choices available since birth, which has instilled some libertarian philosophy.
Yes.
I think that we may see a large awakening 3 to 4 generations. What is your guys' perspective on this? Also, Spike, how much salmon have you had this week, and when are you and Tasha moving to Alaska?
There is no way of knowing how much salmon I've had, but it's measured in many pounds.
I just want to say...
He watched me eat. Talked about how I eat fish.
I've told this story to like 4 different people today. So, Spike and I had dinner last night.
Well, first we hung out at the fish zoo.
We did.
Yesterday.
We went to the water zoo.
The water zoo.
Because things there that are not fish.
That's true.
So
That's
you have
a good
to
point.
right. So it's the water zoo or the liquid zoo. So I went to the liquid zoo, and Spike got to see. What did you call me?
Oh, aquaculture expert Matt.
Yeah, aquaculture expert Matt.
My favorite Matt.
Yeah. So he got to see me do that, and then after that, we picked up food for ourselves and our respective families at perspective.
I mean, for you, it's a perspective.
Yeah, for me, it's perspective. For you, it's respective.
My wife.
Right.
Legally.
Right. Yes.
Yes.
So we picked up bonefish.
Yeah, we went to Bonefish to get...
I did not know that Bonefish did like party packs to go. Did not know this.
Being a pescatarian and a Jew, I know the way to get the most already cooked fish possible. If you go to Bonefish, they have these family packs that they sell for $39.99. Okay, keep up with this. Okay, with this now, if you go to a Bonefish, the average meal there, like a salmon meal, is going to be like probably about $20, give or take. So 2 people eating there, you get maybe 2 pieces of salmon and whatever sides you get and drinks or whatever. You're already in $40-something, probably $50-something before tip. For $39.99, they give you a big like clamshell, the plastic container full of salmon fillets or mahi fillets. We got one of each. Like what, 10 of them, 12 of them?
Yeah,
like a bunch of them.
It was a lot.
Then you get another one filled with the salad of your choice. Then you get another one filled with the side of your choice. You usually can get either broccoli or green beans or rice. And again, filled to the brim. And then they give you a side of cookies, of mixed cookies. And then they give you what else? A bunch of bread.
So much bread.
They give you like 4 or 5 pieces of bread like they bring out.
That does not help him out even a little bit.
Yeah, I don't have the bread
me.
and I don't have the cookies. I have the side and I have the fish for $39.99. So we got 2 of these with tip. It was still it was just at $100 that we got these things, and it was enough for me to eat.
Yes,
because
so I had 2 pieces of mahi and 2 salmon and some salad and broccoli.
And these are the pieces that, like, they're a little bit smaller than if you just ordered a piece of salmon at a restaurant, like a bonefish. It's about maybe a half to 2/3 of the side of that one piece. That
you're not getting like the full fillet. You're getting a portion of it, but it's
pretty decent.
It's substantial.
Size. Yeah. So Matt got basically the equivalent of 1 salmon and 1 mahi, plus the sides and all that.
Right, plus the sides.
Yeah.
Spike, he had... I'm going to have to try to describe this for our audio listeners as much as for the visual ones. He had a mound that was roughly 4.5 inches high.
Yeah.
That it was the highest level thing in Florida, because Florida doesn't like have hills or mountains. It's completely flat.
Yeah.
And his mound of fish was it was Mount Pescado here in Florida. And
my fishy mound.
Yeah, his fishy hill, and he was the Jewish man that went up a fishy hill and finished a fishy mountain because he went back for more.
Yes,
he did. He went back for more. If I had to guess on weight, which I didn't hold his plate, because that would have been a little weird.
Yeah.
But he was using 2 hands to hold it to give you an idea.
Yeah. So that it wouldn't fall because it was like literally
because you didn't want.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, he probably went through about 4 pounds of fish.
Roughly.
Last night.
Yes.
And that wasn't the only time he's had fish on this trip.
Yes, and I ate the rest this morning.
Did you really?
Well, what you and Tasha didn't eat, yes.
Right.
I eat a lot of fish. And I think it's important for all of you to understand, when I say I eat fish like I'm a pescatarian, that means I eat a lot of it, because that's all I don't eat carbs. I eat fish, I eat fruit. Well, I guess there's carbs in fruit and vegetable, but I don't eat like bread and I eat some rice, but not a lot. I don't eat like filling stuff. I eat fish, which is very lean meat, and I eat vegetables and fruit. That's what I eat. And none of those things are extremely filling. So I eat a lot of them. I have 6 to 10 cups of vegetables a day and usually anywhere between 2 and 5 pounds of fish.
Yeah. It was a lot of fish.
It's brain food.
Yeah.
So, what was
I forgot what his question was. He has it. Real quick, we're going to just have to play that again because I don't remember what his...
so
something about generation.
Yeah, so this generation, it's a weird dichotomy of things that's happening right now. In one way, they're being exposed to a very inherently consent, anti-authoritarian message that no one should be able to make you do something that you don't consent to. Whereas, at one point, rape was popularly understood to just be, forcing someone to have sex with you. There's increasing understanding that defrauding someone or lying to someone for sex is kind of a form of rape, and coercing or trying to talk someone into it is also a form of rape. It may not be forcible, violent rape, but it's still a form of rape. And we're doing this with everything. And so there are a lot of people that are maybe our age and older who are going, oh, these kids, they're a bunch of mamby-pambies. No, they're not. They're actually getting that that consent needs to be explicit. You're hearing more and more that you shouldn't make a kid sit on someone's lap or give someone a hug that they don't want to. Yes, they're kids. Yes, they can't, fully make decisions for themselves, but they should be allowed to decide if they want to hug someone or not. And if they feel weirded out by someone, maybe go on that, or at the very least, let them decide if they want to do something. All of this is pointing to a generation of kids, and it kind of started with, I'm technically a millennial, I'm just a very old one. It started with millennials, and it has continued to intensify this idea that consent is key in all things. Well, that is what libertarianism is based on. The reason that taxation is bad is because it's being taken from you against your will, right? It's being coerced out of you. The reason that all of the things that come from the state are bad is because we didn't consent to them. It was enforced upon us. At the same time, Harry Brown said this over 20 years ago now, probably over 30 years ago now. Government is, as he would put it, breaking their legs and handing them crutches. He's making the cost of living and the barrier to entry so high for young people who typically don't have much of their own wealth, and for poor people in general, that they can't get by without assistance from the state. If their parents aren't wealthy, if they don't have someone who's wealthy who's willing to help them, and if they aren't some kind of extremely exceptional person who's able to just do a high vertical leap up to that first bottom rung of the ladder that they can get to of the economic ladder, the vast majority of them are going to need assistance. And then they're told, well, this assistance is helping you because of those greedy corporations that have made things so expensive. So while they're being given a very explicit authoritarian message in one way, in another way they're being told you need government and you need programs to help you. A lot of people are taking that for laziness, and it's not. If you cannot afford entry into the housing market, if you can barely afford rent even with roommates or with a partner, if you cannot afford higher education without some kind of assistance, or again having some kind of genius IQ that gets you a scholarship, it doesn't work the way that it did for people my age and older, where you can work part-time and pay your way through college, and you can, go and buy a car and a house right out of school because, you don't have much loans to speak of. And all of that is the fault of the government. So it is incumbent upon us to tell this generation that, yes, you are correct. You own yourself. You have autonomy. Consent is key in all things. And against your consent, the state, the Republicrats, created a system that is robbing you of the ability to provide for yourself. It is taking your bread from you and giving you back crumbs. It is, as Harry Brown put it, breaking your legs, handing you a crutch, and saying if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have a crutch. And so instead of, slothing these kids off as being lazy or feckless, we need to look at the fact that they're not. There's nothing uniquely bad about them. What's uniquely bad is the situation they're in. And leaning into the anti-authoritarian message that's already there, we can very easily thread that needle of saying, and it is those authoritarians that put you in the situation you're in.
Yeah. And I saw somebody in the comments, I still say if you voluntarily pay taxes, you should get your head checked. Yes, I would I would agree with that. However, what I would say to that is, yeah, if you should want to voluntarily pay taxes, yes, you should get your head checked. But if you want to voluntarily donate to different organizations that will be doing the exact same thing that the government pretends to do through taxation, you shouldn't get, totally
That's
fine.
good. That's
you
what
are
you
donating to the things that you feel are important enough for you to donate.
Yeah.
Yes, if you want to donate, if you want to voluntarily pay taxes, there's something definitely wrong with you.
Yeah. And now there's a key between choosing to pay taxes to avoid what they'll do to you if you don't, which is what the vast majority of us are doing. And then they're saying, yay, I like paying taxes because that's how we fund our society. It's like, nah, that's not really true. It's taxes are the prices that you pay to live in a society where you are taxed to pay for a society. And a society that's not benefiting most people. That's actually taking from most people. We live in a society.
We live in a society.
We live in a society. So thank you guys for your questions.
Definitely. Thank you all for your questions. That is all of the questions today for the personal injury attorney, Chris Reynolds, attorney at law, Anchor Call-In Moment.
So what we have to do now is do the final peddling of this. But before we get to that, let's talk about this past weekend.
Okay.
We had a lot of fun.
We did. We had a great time.
We got to hang out for like a few days.
This is the most that we have had a chance to hang out
since before I got the nomination.
Yes, in South Carolina.
Yeah. The last time Matt and I hung out for more than a few hours was when he came to South Carolina for the South Carolina Libertarian Convention.
Yep.
And we hung out with Vermin Supreme and Dave Jones, who was Vermin's Southeast coordinator, he is now doing a great job as the chair of the Libertarian Party of Tennessee.
Yes.
And we had a really great time. Little did we know that was the beginning of the process that would lead to Vermin and his team asking me to run as his vice president, like a matter of 2 weeks later. So we got to hang out. We spent most of that weekend, but we've actually spent more time this time. Because I
stayed at your house.
That's true. Yeah, I guess. It wasn't quite as much, but yeah.
Right. But
more days, but not as much.
Right.
Time,
exactly. More days. And the first time that we hung out, we drove up to South Carolina. We drove up to wherever the convention was going to be in South Carolina. I don't remember.
Yeah. Florence. Yeah.
We drove up to Florence together, and then we went back and I hung out with you and Tasha for like a day.
For like a day or two, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This time, the difference has been you, me, Sarah, Superfan Sarah Anderegg, and Tasha have all been hanging out. You got to meet Sarah's kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got to meet the boys.
Little DJ, David and Jacob.
Yeah, got to meet David and Jacob. We got to... we started at the Libertarian Party of Florida convention in Lakeland. So we actually met there.
Right.
Even though we flew into Tampa, drove there. You met us the next day.
Right.
We got to hang out, had a great time at the Florida convention. Congratulations to everyone in this party, in the state party of Florida.
I just want to say I am a member of the Libertarian Party of Florida. I have been on and off since 2013, I think, 14. And right now, what is happening in the state of Florida with the Libertarian Party, I am the most excited about everything going on right now in Florida than I have since the beginning of my tenure here. And a lot of the people in leadership here, I'm very excited. Stephen Nikela is a wonderful person.
Yes, he's doing a great job.
He is doing a great job. I like a lot of the stuff that he has going on. And Josh, I don't know how to say Josh's last name.
Right.
Josh, who just won the vice chair. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does.
Yeah.
But to everybody who won here in Florida, congratulations.
Yeah.
And I am very excited to see what you guys do going forward. And if you guys need anything, if any of you are watching right now, please feel free to reach out. Muddied Waters Media is here as a platform to help you push any events that you are doing or any fundraisers or anything like that. We'd be happy to help.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's an open invitation to all the state affiliates. But, obviously we have a special place in our hearts for places like Florida and South Carolina because we live there.
Because we're there.
Now, Cajun says he's coming on the show very soon. I'm not sure if you mean
I think that's Steven.
Yeah, Steven. Sarah, Superfan Sarah Anderegg, was a delegate for the first time.
She was a delegate.
Got to watch the fun of business and what that's like. It was just a great...
I will say, this made me so upset because I had not been to a convention in a few years. And I'll tell you why. For anybody out there who has been to a libertarian convention, you will understand when I say this. I don't want to spend the majority of my day arguing over the word and or whether something should be a semicolon or a colon.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
No.
Which is why I typically don't go to conventions.
Yeah.
And I have told her this. And I have told her stories about one of the last conventions I went to.
Yeah.
I can't say the last one anymore because I've been to multiple in different states now.
You've been to multiple. The last national, we can just say the 2016 national one.
It wasn't. It was the 2016 Florida one.
Oh, 2016 Florida one.
They were arguing over, I believe it was an and or an if, or an and or an or. They were arguing about this for 2.5 hours.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, 2.5 hours. And then they tabled it. And they said, we're going to pick this up tomorrow. And then the very next day, they started arguing it again. And after about another hour of this argument, somebody stood up and said, actually, according to the bylaws, since we tabled it, we can't speak about it again until next convention. So they wasted 3.5 to 4 hours of my life arguing and or. And I said, I'm never coming back to one of these things again.
And now you've been back to several.
I've been back.
That's the beauty of the business, and some people enjoy that. Some people just do it because it's necessary, and then they go back to doing stuff that actually brings people into the party.
Right. But this can be like seamless. Seamless.
So on the Saturday night, they actually were so far ahead of schedule that it was like 2 hours ahead, so they voted to start doing Sunday's business because they'd already finished up with Saturday's business, and they did that. Then we had a great time that night, hanging out with everyone. Got to salsa dance with Martha Bueno.
Martha.
Huh?
Martha.
I just said Martha.
You said Martha.
Oh, Martha.
Martha.
I've been calling her Martha, but it's Martha.
Yeah, it's Martha Bueno.
Martha Bueno.
Martha Bueno.
Since she's got an English name, I'm going to say it Englishy. Martha Bueno. Got to salsa dance with her, and then on and my wife, and then on Sunday.
Not with me though. He didn't salsa dance with me this time.
Do you want to salsa dance with me next time?
I mean, you made when I was in South Carolina.
Oh yeah, I made you salsa dance briefly with me.
Yes, he made me salsa dance briefly.
Without your consent.
Right.
He
just said, "You're dancing with me," and I was like, "I don't want to do that.
Yes.
I'm comfortable sitting right here."
So then on Sunday they were able to get everything else done. We closed out early, got to have even more of our Sunday back. It was just a great event. I want to call out a few people. Trixie, who made the Liberty Dogs treats that they donated for us, Tash and I, to give to the Humane Society back home, Humane Society of North Myrtle Beach. Thank you so much for those. The group Defy the Power, you can find them on Facebook, Defy the Power. They were making these really cool custom bottles or custom tumblers, and they gave us a Spike Cohen You Are the Power one-of-a-kind tumbler, and that was very kind, so go check out Defy the Power. And then one of our fans and followers, Dean Peterson, painted a full-on painting. I should have brought it so you could see it, but I was afraid that I was gonna break it on the way here. It's an actual canvas painting of me and Tasha dancing, and it's from a screenshot from a video of us dancing in California, and it was absolutely beautiful. You see the water on the moonlight there, and Dean, we love you so much. Thank you so much for that painting. We got to meet so many incredible people and hang out with ones we already knew. Got to see some incredible work being done there in Florida. Some awesome candidates that are going to be running. Hopefully, we'll get some of them on the shows very soon.
Yeah.
And then we came back here to the Tampa Bay area, hung out at the Water Zoo. I actually got to sleep in 2 days in a row, which is like unheard of. And yeah, I had a really good time.
No, it's been fantastic having you here. It's been fantastic having you here, and I always knew that it would be.
Thank you.
And just getting you and I never get a chance to just
hang out.
Just hang out. Every time that we're together, it's usually online or we're discussing Muddied Water stuff.
Yeah, or we're together, but we're doing stuff. The last time we saw each other was in Orlando for that event, and you watched me run around like a crazy person and sign 500 autographs and shoot promos for upcoming events. And jump into your car, run to a studio, record
an episode,
immediately run back because the bus was waiting for me to go take off.
The bus was threatening to leave.
The actual candidate. That's how late we were. And then go to Miami, where ultimately I did my illegal event in Miami. That was what pretty much every time we're together, that's what it's like. We don't really get to hang out. So this has been really cool.
No, it's been an absolute blast having you here in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah.
And I can't wait till me, Sarah, and the kids can get up to Myrtle.
Yes.
Or you guys can get back down here.
That's gonna be really
just so we can all do this all over again. And next time,
when we were in Atlanta. Yes.
When we were in Atlanta together.
That was cool.
That was fun. The Georgia convention where I became a member of the Georgia party. Accidentally.
Wasn't accidental.
Well, they wouldn't let me come to the convention unless I did.
Right.
So they tricked me. We went to Waffle House, and he took a picture of my waffle and the syrup that I used, and then asked if that was normal. And thank you to everybody out there who resoundingly said yes. Of course that is.
That was...
I want to take...
Wilford Brimley is still alive, and yet his ghost... Wait, no, he's dead, isn't he?
Wilford Brimley?
I think he... I'm gonna see. Wilford Brimley. Whether or not Wilford Brimley is alive, his ghost appeared to tell us about Liberty Medical.
Wilford Brimley. Yeah. Oh, man. He died recently. Just
That's why I was wondering. Yeah, he died less than a year ago.
Yep.
Shout out to Wilford Brimley. Rest in peace forever. His ghost came back. This was back when he was still alive. His ghost came briefly to us to say diabetes.
But yeah, so I want to take a picture of the amount of salmon that Spike, or just fish in general, that Spike will consume in one sitting. Like, I want to do a time lapse of it because nobody would believe it.
Yeah, next time we'll do a video of me eating like an entire plate full of fish fillets.
Yes.
Like, it's a lot. I ate probably like 10 of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah. And then I got more. And I was actually being... So I told Matt, and this is true, I was kind of backing off so I didn't seem weird. Because I wanted to, like, really, like, fill it. Which is why I ate some, and then I'm like... He's like, you're going back for more, aren't you? And I'm like, well, that's less than I usually eat, but I didn't want you to think I'm weird. And it's like, yeah, too late for that. So then I got up, had almost the same amount again, and I eat a lot of fish. I just eat a lot of fish.
Yes.
And yes, we're gonna do a photo up at Waffle House in Tunica. So back to the final bit of the auction here, and the last time I saw, we are at $245 for A. We're at $245 for A. And still $150 for B?
Yeah, still $150 for B.
Guys.
I don't think you understand.
Everything that you're getting.
Everything that you're getting. I should have pulled out everything.
The hat. Yeah, go ahead and get this up. The hat, because we once sold a hat on this show for $420.69, because that's how you are. And it was a hat that was signed by both of us. This is so much more than that.
Right.
You get a large Waffle House button
and a little guy.
A small Waffle House button.
There's stickers up there.
You get a this thing here, this Muddied Waters thing, but embroidered.
Right.
You get one of these, but embroidered.
You'll get probably this one because now it's sitting on my desk.
You get one of these. There's two of them here, so there's probably these two right here. You get one of these. One of the things. Is this the? Yeah. Look at the quality. Yeah. This is really nice. Like, look at that. Look at the raised. Like, it's actually embroidered. Yeah. It's high quality. High quality patch there.
High quality stuff.
No Boog plate carrier is complete without one of these boys.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's be very clear about this. Okay.
Very true.
And we've touched all of this.
Yeah, we have definitely touched.
That's like a thing you're into.
Which that's what we're banking on with option B. Like actually,
we touched them and rubbed them a little. Actually, then you get a signed portrait of both of us, where we have signed our names to each other's bodies. Because why not? Got two of them right there. We got these. Then, in addition to that, we have a one-of-a-kind... I keep doing it. These shirts, which are custom... They don't exist anymore.
They don't exist anymore. You cannot buy these anywhere.
These are out of print. They don't make these anymore. These are the original Muddy Waters of Freedom shirts. They're going to be signed by both me and Matt. Both of these packages come with that, okay? And then, in addition to that, package A comes with... A for Anthony, it comes with a signed copy of Universal Basic Income For and Against by Anthony Samaroff, signed by Anthony in Scottish, and I'm going to read that again, how he signed it. Dear, insert name of winner here. Och, if you ever want to go up to the Highlands, give me a wee ring and tell me, all right, Anthony, my man, I'm coming to see you. Go get the fucking kettle on, pal. Let's have a brew, then we'll go out for a pint and get smashed. That's how we talk. Love, Anthony. June 2021.
Yes.
You can have, you can have this. You can have that. Look, fucking kettle on, pal. You can have that. Right now, the bid is at $245.
$245. Or right now, the bid is at $150 for all the stuff that we said before the Anthony Samaroff.
Yeah, minus this.
Minus the book. You get a Muddied Waters Media exclusive shirt of Suckle on the Teat of Freedom that was once owned by superfan Sarah Anderegg and is now autographed by her and autographed by me and Spike.
Yeah.
Which you may not see it, but it's there. It's
not there. It's not there yet. I'm gonna sign it with, and so she was inside of it.
Much like, no, never mind.
Wow.
Never mind.
Nope. So
nope, not saying that.
Nope. And so you can have that shirt that this woman wore.
Right. You can have Sarah. This was a Mother's Day present for her that she did not appreciate. But you can appreciate it
for the low price of something over $150. So package B for Matt's baby Sarah is at $150, and package A is at $245.
Yes.
So you can have those. Let's start the bidding at more than those.
At more than those numbers.
At more than those numbers.
And if you could, like, yes, I'm all for crypto. Big fan of it. But please, fiat this time.
Well, even if you're going to pay in crypto, tell us what it is in fiat, so we're not sitting there having to whatever.
Right, we don't want to do. So because this is episode 200, I don't. What do you know? What episode you? I think you have now been on the show for 128 episodes, if I remember correctly.
I know I was starting when it was still in the double digits.
Yeah, I think you were like 72-ish, 73.
Yeah.
God, that seems like so long ago now.
3 years ago.
Was that really?
Yeah, it was 3 years ago. We're now on the 200th episode. Next stop, 1,000.
Well, 500.
Well, 500. Yeah.
Right. And we'll celebrate all of them along the way.
Next stop, 250 probably, but yeah.
I don't know how many of you... I don't want to seem creepy with package B though, Alex.
It's you know what?
I appreciate that. This is sort of a joke because of something that happened in the Facebook group, and we're just rolling.
We're just rolling with it. We could tag the guy.
God, that'd be so messed up.
Let's not do that.
I'd be afraid.
Episode 420.
Yes,
that's going to be the next big one.
I don't know how many people out there know podcast stats, but the average podcast lasts 2 to 3 episodes. So when you make, I believe it's your 7th or 8th episode, you are in the 90th percentile of podcasters. Because most of them don't make it that far. Once you hit like 7 or 8, you are 90%. 90%. 89% of podcasters are behind you. And in all honesty, when this show started, that was sort of where I figured, we'd do a few episodes and then it would just kind of trail off. But
200. And not just 200. We have done over 100 episodes of My Fellow Americans. Yep. We have done
many episodes? 50 episodes.
50 episodes of the Writer's Block.
Yep.
And we now have, we've had episodes of Mr. America, The Bearded Truth, and he plans to come back in the future when he's able to, Jason Lyon. And then we have now Cajun and Eskimo from Bayou to Igloo joining us as well. This is a burgeoning media platform, and we are grateful for all of you for being
every single one of you.
Yeah.
And the way that we continue to do these things is from fantastic people like you who donate at anchor.fm. If you're watching on any of the streaming platforms, it's going across the bottom of the screen right now, anchor.fm/muddiedwaters. And thank you to each and every one of you that donates there, gives us their monthly donations, or people like J. Adam Weggs who will regularly donate on YouTube in the comments during our shows. And thank you to those people. And we also get people who will randomly send us money on PayPal, and God bless you.
Yeah, we like that.
Yeah, I like it when I get random ones.
Nice. Thank you. And people purchasing our merchandise. Everyone.
Oh, you know what? I forgot that I made this. You can get your Muddied gear today, muddiedwatersmedia.com/store.
I like that.
Thanks.
Yeah. Muddy Gear today. Go to Muddy Waters Media /store, muddywatersmedia.com/store.
Yes.
To get your gear today.
Show it again because if we didn't show it at all.
That's cool. I like that.
Thanks.
So get your gear today and be a part of continuing to support this. Thank you all for your support. It is looking like we have reached the bids that we're going to get.
Yes.
So we're going to call it $245 on package A.
Package A.
We're going to start to close the bidding. $245 going once. I got to give it time because I got that.
Right, no, I get it.
$245 going twice. That's for the other one.
Okay.
$245 going twice. And I'm going to we're letting this wait because there's a delay when we talk and when you guys. $245 going twice. And then $245, the final bid going to the winner, Stephen Witt, and I can actually deliver that to him in person.
You can.
Yeah, because he lives in the same county as me.
So
congratulations to
Stephen Witt.
On your win.
Stephen Andrew wins. If you will PayPal us the $245 before Spike leaves tomorrow, I will give him the stuff to give to you, and he will deliver. He will handle. You're getting a hand delivery from Spike.
The stuff to you.
And actually, if he ends up being the winner, he's in Virginia Beach.
Oh. Well, that might work too. So we'll see. We're going to get to package B in a second. Folks, right now the highest bid is $200 for package B. So get your bids in for that. But yeah, Stephen, I will get this to you. It won't be I won't be able to get it to you tomorrow, but I'll be able to get it to you before I leave for North Carolina this coming weekend. We can set up for that. So now we are going to the final bidding for package B, which again is one of these, one of those, one of these,
two of these,
but one of each of those,
one of each of these,
and also Sarah's old shirt,
and stickers for both,
and stickers,
right, and stickers for both. And I want to say, like, you see a lot of the stickers out there that suck, and after time, like they start fading or cracking or whatever.
Yes.
I have had these stickers for 5 years now.
You're talking the Muddy Water. Those things are like the day that you got them. The quality of these things is incredible.
Unbelievable. I've had it on my car since then, and these are Florida summers, Florida winters.
Yep.
Florida winters aren't really anything, but whatever. But hurricane seasons, Florida
basically
heat.
4 summers.
Right. Yeah. It's 3 summers and a spring. But like it still looks exactly how it did at the time. I have them on my water bottle, which I don't have in here because I knew we were going to have a lot of stuff on the table. But I put it on there like immediately. First sticker I put onto this thing. Other stickers are fading and cracking. This sticker it's there and it is perfect.
Yeah. No, it is. It is. Those things are incredible quality, so you'll get some of those as well.
Sarah Andrag says the Muddied Water stickers are thick like car decals, or they're thick like Jack Lloyd's character and The Voluntarist.
Wow.
Yeah. Which I picked up every one of his comic books.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was great to meet Jack Lloyd. And by the way, speaking of Jack Lloyd and the Philosopher, the next time I will be back here in Florida will be next July the 17th. I will be at Reload Gun Range in Tarpon Springs, Florida. If you go and look for the Philosopher and Spike Cohen shooting range event on Facebook, on Twitter, everywhere else, there's actually an Eventbrite for it as well. You can register for it today. And I'd love to get to hang out with you and shoot guns with you. The most libertarian thing possible, hanging out and shooting guns in Florida. We can shoot guns with Florida men and women.
Yes. And I will be there. Superfan Sarah Anderegg will be there. Yep. And my buddy that has an Uzi will be there.
Nice.
Yes,
we're going to be having a lot.
No, it's going to be a great time.
We're going to be having a great time. So come out to that. We are going to go and close this out. Closing out the bid for
Alex Boyer.
Alex Boyer, who's in Virginia Beach.
He's Alex from Virginia, and I think he's in Virginia Beach. Okay. I'm pretty certain he's in Virginia Beach.
We'll see. Either way, we can either send it to him or I'll bring it up to him. Final bid, $200, going once.
And he said that he wasn't being creepy. He just wanted to give us money.
Well, that's very nice.
That is very nice.
He gets to get it, and then he can give it to...
He can do whatever
he wants. Give it to me.
I'm not going to judge him.
It's your shirt now. You can do,
it's your shirt.
Do what you want with
do whatever
it.
You want with
going twice, $200 going twice, and give it a couple minutes, give it about not even quite a minute, just to make sure that if anyone else, Serotonin asks, are there any more of the Superfan Sarah shirts? No. This is the one, Sarah. So if you want to make a bid on it, you got to go higher than $200. Alex says not Virginia Beach.
So we'll just send it to you.
We'll mail it to you.
Right.
If you win, Sarah, if you want it, you got to make a bid of more than $200. Brett Robertson asked, what's happening? Just joined. We are bidding.
We are bidding
doing
on
a final bid for an auction for the following. You will get this signed picture of me and Matt. We signed it. Each other's bodies. You will get one Spike Cohen, You Are the Power Muddied Waters Media bracelet.
You will get one Muddied Waters Media patch.
You will get one of each of the sizes for the Libertarian Party Waffle House Caucus buttons.
You will also get a Muddied Waters Media sticker.
These are really nice.
Yeah, they are so nice.
These are like high quality stuff. And Muddy Waters Media sticker, and you will get a shirt. That's
two shirts.
Oh yeah, you'll get the signed. You can't get these anymore. You can't
get this shirt anymore. This was like
you can't get this anymore.
This was actually the second shirt that Muddy Waters Media ever put out.
Yes,
and
they're not available.
They're not available anymore.
It's a Muddy Waters to Freedom shirt. We're gonna both sign those, and you will get a shirt that Sarah.
And yes, you will get this lovely.
And yes,
nope, not that one.
And Andrea said, and they touched.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we did.
We touched everything that's here.
We've touched everything there.
I don't know if Spike's touched this shirt. He will, but he's got to sign it.
There, I signed it.
You will get the Suckle on the Teat of Freedom that was once owned by superfan Sarah Anderegg, and she autographed it.
Yeah.
Right across the bottom of the breastises area, just to add to it.
Okay, so Brett was one of the ones who got the hat. So it's 200 going once, 200 going twice, and at this point, I feel comfortable saying 200 is the final bid to the lucky Mr. Alex Boyer. We will be getting your information, Alex. Just be sure to PayPal to Muddied Waters of Freedom at gmail.com.
Muddied Waters Media.
Muddied Waters Media at gmail.com, and give us your address, and we will be happy to mail this to you. Well, that was a very successful auction. Right. Thank you guys all for taking part.
If anybody wanted to buy Muddied Waters Media gear, it may not be autographed by us, but if you wanted to show your support for the show, all you have to do is
go to muddiedwatersmedia.com/store. Well, this is fantastic. So let's talk about our upcoming episode. So tomorrow, I will be back in Myrtle Beach, but I have a really cool guest. My guest tomorrow will be Dr. E. Henderson Lawson, and she is the author of, I think it's The Colored River. It is a story. I should have looked that up before I guess. Hold on.
That's why I pulled mine up.
Evelyn Lawson. Yeah, Colored River. The untold story of the great land theft conspiracy in Freestone County, Texas. The government basically stole a bunch of land from newly freed black farmers, newly freed slaves, or previous slaves who were black farmers, took their property from them. She is the descendant of people who had their property just straight up stolen from them by government in Texas, and she has written a book about it, and she's going to talk to us about it. It is right before Juneteenth, June 19th, which is coming up on Sunday. Which so we're going to be talking about that, the legacy of Juneteenth, and how many of the actions undertaken by government against people, Saturday the 19th, are still plaguing people to this day. She and her ancestors have every right to the land, or at least recompensation for what was stolen from them. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what happened there. And then on Thursday is the Writer's Block.
Thursday on the Writer's Block, I have Travis Bull Johnson, who is running for Congress in western Minnesota. And I'm very excited about having this guy on. I haven't had time to look into him because Spike's been in town, but I've heard a lot of really fantastic things. Yeah, I've heard a lot of great things about him from multiple people in the Liberty movement, and I'm very excited to have him on, talk to him about what he wants to do in Congress from Minnesota. Apparently, Army veteran, 20-year Army vet. Look at that.
Yeah.
I haven't even read these notes yet.
Yeah, no, he's an incredible guy. He's so great. I'm actually going to be going up later on this summer to be campaigning for him, with him for his congressional run. So that's on Thursday for the Writer's Block.
Yes.
Then on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I will be up in Greensboro, North Carolina for the Libertarian Party of North Carolina's convention. As well as an event on Sunday with Sell Liberty. We're doing yet another Pound the Pavement event in downtown Greensboro. And if you want to find out about all of those different events, go to spikecohen.com, go down to the event section, and find out more about those events and how you can register and be a part of them.
I had Brent on my show last week.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
I had Brent DeRitter on the Writer's Block last week, and if you haven't had a chance, check that out. Yeah. Brent is fantastic. As I have said multiple times, Brent is the only person, and I know that saying this right here is going to be real awkward, but Brent is the only person in the Liberty movement that I would endorse for any position that he runs for nationwide, hands down.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Hands down.
He is the only person that I know of that if someone asked me, hey, Spike, what's your position on something? I could say, Brent, you tell him what you think about it. And I would be confident that whatever he said, I would probably 100% agree with. And not just agree with, like how he said it. And the way that he presented it in a way that connected with the person asking. So I am happy to help him with this event, be a part of it. And then also on Sunday at 3 p.m. is the second episode of Cajun and Eskimo from Bayou to Igloo with Noel and Nullick. So be sure to tune into that. And then join us right back here. Same muddy place, same muddy time, different muddy location for Spike. For the 201st episode of the Muddied Waters of Freedom. It is fantastic. Matt, I just want to close with saying I want to thank you for your friendship and your hospitality and your support, and I think that you are you're my best friend, and you are my awesome partner in all of this, and I love you, and I'm so happy to be doing this with you.
Yeah, and I just want to say that you truly are my best friend, and you've become a brother to me over the last many years, and there is nobody else in this world that I would rather be doing this together with. And when I say that you are my hetero life mate, even though our significant others don't like that.
They don't like
that.
They don't
like that.
Man,
they do not like it.
They hate when we refer to each other as our heterosexual life partner.
Right.
I don't know why.
I'm not sure why.
It's so weird.
Whatever.
So what?
Whatever.
It's not your business, really.
But when I say that, you are my heterosexual life mate, and I can't wait. I love you, Sarah. But I can't wait.
Can't wait to get in my cozy Tasha bed and talk about
Right. I can't wait to see how far we are able to take Muddied Waters Media, and adding shows like Cajun and Eskimo from Bayous.
Oh man, I'm so excited about that.
Bringing Jason back whenever he is ready,
yes.
And hopefully getting more shows started to just constantly
grow Muddied Waters.
I love it. And also huge shout out. This guy does not get enough credit anywhere. Brian Lambrecht.
Yes.
Brian Lambrecht. Quite possibly is the hardest working member of Muddied Waters Media.
Yeah.
And he is doing it all for free.
Yeah. He is doing it because of his support for what we are doing. He also volunteers for my team for free. Brian Lambrecht is one of the hardest working people I have ever met in my life on anything. And he is consistently dedicated to doing good, hard work, better than other people that are paid 5 and 6 figures to do similar things.
Yes.
And it's all just because he cares and he supports what we're doing. He wants libertarians to win. He wants libertarians to do well. He wants to grow what we are doing into something that will eventually be able to pay him as well. I mean, let's be clear, right? We want to make sure he's getting paid.
That's actually one of the first goals we have.
It's like one of the goal one is like be able to give Brian something. But to be able to make what we are doing and spreading liberty into something that is effective. And Brian is incredible, and we love you, Brian. So big virtual hug to you. Big real in-person hug to you, man.
I don't think we could hug the last time we did a show together because of COVID.
Oh yeah, because it weirded people out
right.
when you would.
And
hug,
to
yeah.
everybody out there watching, to everybody who shares, to everybody who comments, to everybody who does all of the things online, the people who have followed us from the beginning, the people who are starting to follow us now, thank you to each and every one of you. You truly, truly, truly are such a massive ingredient to getting liberty out there, to spreading the word of liberty, to making it a reality in our lifetimes, and if not in our lifetimes, in our children's lifetimes. Because without people like you who are actively sharing these things, who are out there working in the trenches, who are volunteering, who are door knocking, who are at their local affiliates, you guys are the ones that are making all of this possible. Even more so than Spike or myself. Spike is out there just doing a bang up job messaging, going around the country, talking to people, spreading the word of liberty. You know, he and I are here every week, Tuesday through Thursday, spreading the word of liberty, trying to get as many voices on here as we possibly can. But you are the people out there who are just grinding it out. And I respect the hell out of each and every one of you. And thank you all for continuing to do it, because it is a thankless job trying to get people to realize they could be free. And you guys continue to fight that fight. And thank you to each and every one of you. Also, thank you for watching, because...
Yeah, thank you for watching, too. And listening. Watching and listening. Thank you for that, and for all the other stuff that you're doing for liberty as well, but especially watching and listening to this show. That's like the number one thing.
That's the best thing you can do for liberty.
Things that you are doing for liberty is watching and listening to this show. We love you. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Some would say that you are the power. I don't know who would say that, but guys, we love you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of this, and we will see you tomorrow with my show, Thursday with Matt's show. We'll see you, I hopefully see you in Greensboro. We'll see you Sunday with Noel and Nellick's show, and we'll see you right back here for the next episode of the Muddied Waters of Freedom. Have a great rest of your evening, and where we're going...
We don't need roads.